Do you live in Central Valley, California, Zone 9B like I do? My name is Melissa from Rooted Home and Garden, and I'm going to tell you the 5 shade perennials that I grow in my garden that I think you should try too. Stick around for number 5 because this one is my favorite. The first plant is Heuchera. They grow about 10 inches tall, 14 inches wide, and they have a beautiful bloom stalk that blooms once a year in the summertime. Heucheras come in a range of colors and they are absolutely beautiful, from red to burgundy to greens to multicolor. They are a perfect foliage plants for your garden. When they are in bloom, they attract all sorts of things like bees and butterflies. Their long stems are very delicate and so beautiful. I fertilize mine once in the springtime, and that's it. I don't have to do anything else the rest of the year. I highly recommend this plant. The second plant I'm going to recommend is the Arctic Fire Red Twig Dogwood. This plant gets anywhere between 3 to 5 feet tall and wide, but I'll tell you, mine is much taller than that. This is a perfect plant for a cottage garden. In the springtime, they have these bright green leaves, but in the winter times, those stems turn dark red and they're so beautiful. In the late spring, they get these white flowers that are shaped of a disc, and they grow on old wood. To maintain the bright red stems, you want to cut down the plant to the ground every 2 years to really keep it vibrant. If you leave it up year after year, what's going to happen is the red stem is actually going to turn brown and it's not going to be as vibrant anymore. I maintain this plant by fertilizing it once a year in the springtime, and that's all to it. It just looks absolutely stunning the rest of the year. The third plant for shade is Stonehedge Dark Druid Yews. I've had this plant in my yard for years as well, and this plant looks beautiful all winter long. It's got dark, dense green leaves that stays in a mounded shape that's absolutely beautiful. It grows about 3 feet tall, 3 feet wide, and has a natural mounding habit. Pruning is not necessary for this plant, so it makes it super easy for someone who's busy like me to handle it. I fertilize this plant once a year as well in the springtime, and that's all there is to it. The fourth plant is Gardenias. Gardenias are a great plant to put it whether in a landscape or in pots. I have mine in both. I have some on my patio under the pergola in topiary shaped, and I have one in the landscape in the front yard, which makes this plant look absolutely beautiful. Now, gardenias have a very shiny, glossy leaf to it that stays evergreen year round, which is exactly what we would want for our landscape or our patio. Now, this plant blooms on old wood and it grows these beautiful white flowers in the spring through summer, and that flower will scent up your entire yard. Definitely one of the best smells in my garden. They do like a little bit more of acidic soil, so I fertilize mine with holly tone once a year as well when it's in the ground, and once a month when it's in a pot. And that's all there is to it. If you do want to keep blooms coming, make sure you deadhead those flowers. Super easy to just pop off with your finger and a new one will grow. Last but not least is Hellebores, also known as Lenten Rose. They grow about 18 inches tall and wide, and they are stunning. They are also an evergreen for us here in our valley. They bloom in very late winter, early spring, where you'll have these beautiful flowers that look like roses. And they are a perfect plant to attract those bees when bees are looking for food. Now, if you do have deer or rabbit, don't worry, this plant is resistant to it. And once again, I fertilize this once in the early spring, and that's it. I don't do anything else the rest of the year. Now go ahead and find those plants and get them in your garden. You will be so happy you did. All right, see you next time.